Biggest fire ever is now officially out. But the finger pointing over who's responsible for Las Conchas has only just begun.
A new report out by the State Forestry Division says the fire started after a tree on private land fell onto some power lines that are on federal land. News 13's Amanda Goodman is live in the Newsplex with the story.
Well, those power lines belong to the Jemez Mountains Electric Co-op. The general manager told us today he's fairly certain the U.S. Forest Service will claim the co-op is liable.
This is where it all started. State forestry officials say on June 26, the massive 156,000-acre Las Conchas fire was sparked here in the Jemez Mountains.
An aspen tree was blown down by the wind and came into contact with power lines.
That set off the blaze. This dashcam video taken by U.S. Forest Service officials shows just how fast the fire spread. An hour after it started, the fire had already reached the treetops, fueled by dry grass and trees and heavy winds.
In excess of 40,000 acres in the first 12 hours.
It took more than a month and tens of millions of dollars to douse all the flames. Now the question is who, if anyone, could be held liable for this monster fire. State forestry investigators say it's not their call because the fire started on federal land.
It's going to be up to the U.S. Forest Service on whether or not they're going to pursue any type of cost recovery.
The Jemez Mountains Electric Co-op, which owns the lines the tree fell into, says it believes the Forest Service will go after them.
The Forest Service becoming very aggressive to try to hold a utility financially responsible for any fire.
The co-op says it did everything it was supposed to, but state forestry investigators found branches growing into the power lines. The co-op disputes that claim.
Last 6 months, they went down that line and trimmed all the trees within a prescribed easement as authorized by the U.S. Forest Service.
And the co-op says the Forest Service has tried to hold them liable in the past after 2 smaller wildfires started near its power lines. Those cases, though, are still in litigation. Back to you.
Okay, Amanda, the U.S. Forest Service hasn't received the state's report yet. It says it needs to review the report before making any decisions on liability.
The U.S.